You are listening to Jimmy and Carl's Rusty Bumper Podcast, presented by Retro Hobby.
Welcome back to Jimmy and Carl's Rusty Bumper Podcast. It's Lydia here. How are all you gearheads doing today? We're, of course, brought to you by Retro Hobby. Check them out at retrohobby.com or on YouTube and Facebook. We got Jimmy, Carl, you guys with us today?
Lydia.
All right.
It's great to be back with you, Lydia. I'm Jimmy, and my bestie, my BFF, is here, Carl.
Oh, Jimmy, it's good to hear your voice. It's like what I hear when I fall asleep and what I'd like to hear when I wake up in the morning.
Well, that's because you do. We FaceTime all night
Bunkies.
and into the morning. And sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just watch you sleep for a little bit. It's calming.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when you fall asleep, I just keep talking.
And it affects my dreams. I appreciate that. Because after years of smoking the crazy weed, I'm dreaming again now that I stopped. So that's nice.
Anything you want to share?
I don't. My mother was a praying mantis and ripped my head off with her mandibles. But I'm with Jung on this one. I sort of let my subconscious process my dreams. I'm not gonna, figure them all out. Lydia, you dream?
Oh, honey, if I don't dream, I'm dead. I'm always dreaming.
Yeah.
Most of them don't come true, but it doesn't hurt to dream.
Well,
Does not at all.
Sorry, I'm talking to you like I'm talking to my kids.
Yeah.
It's nice to be around two grown men,
Boy, I hear that. Me too. I feel the same way. All right. Well, should we? Now we have been in the past for our sponsors doing a little slogan, and for RetroHobby.com, we were going to try to give them a little slogan as an extra sort of thank you for sponsoring us.
Absolutely.
Anybody want to jump in? I could go if you want.
Sure.
No, go ahead, Carl. No, I saw you there. Go for it.
I had one.
Okay, let's do it.
Retro Hobby. Yeah, it's small. So what?
Ah, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I love that.
Retro Hobby. Small things come in big packages.
Ooh.
Oh,
Did we
that's
do that
good.
one yet?
That's a new one. That's all new. That's
good.
That's
How about Retro Hobby? It's like cancer. It never goes away.
That's very relatable.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to
Dark but relatable.
be touched by that one.
I mean, you can get into remission, but, it's,
I don't know if we want to mention that in the slogan.
Oh, I got it. Retro Hobby, because when you stop dreaming, you die.
Oh, I love that.
Piggyback.
Retro. How about this? Retro Hobby. I'm outside looking in your window.
Retro Hobby. Maybe it is in remission.
Good one. Or emission.
That's good.
It's your ignition in remission.
Oh, there we go. All right, we did it.
Come on.
That's
print-
the bumper sticker right there.
Yep,
All right.
print the T-shirts.
Where
Okay,
are we
let's
today? What do we?
let's light
we
this
got some
candle, Lydia.
emails?
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
All right. It looks like
Start with an email.
we got an email here. All right. It says, Jimmy, Carl, hopefully you can help me out with this. And I bet you guys can. They have a 2020 Ford Taurus. And every time it gets hot outside, the thing stinks. They say, I have never had a vehicle stink as bad as this, but only when it's hot. Do you guys got any idea? That's Peter from Augusta.
Ford has notoriously had some odor problems with the Taurus line from 2018 on. There were several recalls because I don't know if it was the rubber they were using or what, but they've been put through the ringer on the old smell test.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also could be a piece of cheese. As a young boy, we would put Munster cheese on people's car. You put them on the engine, and that thing would cook up and smell like or a dead rat. Yeah. I would check the manifold.
I had a family of toads that took up in my back seat. They all expired in the heat, and I don't know if you've ever smelled a baked frog.
Yeah.
It's something that you're not going to encounter really ever again.
Guys, I don't want to talk out of turn here, but It sounds like Peter might have leaky gut and he doesn't know it, and he might be stinking up his own.
Yep.
Oh, the color's in the house is what you're saying.
Quite possible, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We should put Peter in a different car and see how he fares after an hour. And if he thinks that thing's got some problems, then maybe what's the phrase? At two, doctor, or no? Doctor, heal thy wounds.
Yeah, doctor, heal thyself. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Yeah, I think you're right. Carl, you've always had a very scientific mind, even back in biology class with the fetal pig dissection we did together. But the idea of removing the variable of the car, and we keep him the same, now we can test this theory. Who's stinking, the car or the driver?
We're really thinking outside the Taurus on this one, guys. Thanks for laughing at that. I needed it.
That was a good one, Lydia. That was
Thank
a good
you,
one.
guys.
It sure was. It sure was.
All right.
You still have that fetal pig in your refrigerator.
I don't. I want to do something special with it, and the occasion hasn't presented itself. Are you getting married anytime in the next couple of years? Because I actually have one idea.
No, nothing yet. None of the. Everybody keeps swiping left, I guess.
Yeah, well, they're all looking for different things. I think you're a catch for what it's worth.
Thanks, Carl.
I do too. I think you're
Thanks, Lydia.
a boatload of a catch.
Well, listen, Lydia, if your husband died in a car crash tomorrow, I'd be over there the next day.
We'd all
Let's
be
hope.
on that.
I'm kidding. I'm
No,
kidding.
of course not.
But let's hope.
I'm gonna wait till Jason moves out of the house.
That's a good idea. That kid will probably kill you. All right. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I think as if we got a caller on the line.
Ooh, I love them when they're real.
Hey, is this Jimmy Carl?
Yes, it is.
Hi.
Go ahead. You're on the air.
It is. I'm Carl.
And I'm Jimmy.
Well, I don't know. Cool. Okay. I can kind of tell your voices apart, I suppose.
Yep. Well, we could whistle. Like, I'll whistle after everything I say.
And I'll grunt. Hey, how's it going?
How's that?
All right, that'll work. I don't know which one to use. Which one? I don't know. Which is it? Whistle Jimmy and grunt Carl, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Well, you guys gonna fix my stuff or what?
Yeah. Tell us what
Love to.
your issue is.
He's a pushy little
right.
guy.
Every time I turn the steering wheel, my horn honks. What's wrong with it?
Oh, you want to handle that one, Carl?
Well, this is a tough one for me because this touches a nerve. I'll tell you why. I was court ordered to remove the horn from my car because people felt I was a little fast and loose with it. And
Turns
there were
out
enough
if you get 50,000 signatures, you can get almost anything done.
So I got no horn at all, and anytime I hear that sweet sound, I get a little jealous. So count your blessings there, son, because they could take the horn away from you, and then what do you got? Nothing.
And I guess
I gotta come clean, Carl. I signed the petition. I'm sorry.
I did too. I'm not embarrassed. It had to be done.
Well, I was feeling bad about it.
How many batteries did you burn by just leaning on that thing? Jesus. I'd hear it at 3 a.m. You're still going.
I like to announce my arrival. Now I've got that stupid clown thing that I have to hold out the window if I want to get anybody's attention.
Yeah.
Where's the petition to get you rid of that one? I'm going to sign that one right away.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's already done. Well,
I think we've had enough of this caller. Can we move on to the next one?
I just would like to chime in, Carl, if I could. I think he might be grabbing the horn when he's turning the steering wheel.
That's what I was thinking, guys.
Yeah.
He had a bad attitude since he called in, so I would not put it past him.
Yeah.
My grandfather had a K car. Remember the K car? And it had a sensor on the steering wheel where if you just put your thumb on it, it honked the horn. And every time he drove that car, the horn would honk. And it was terrible as a young kid. It's probably the reason I went into becoming a mechanic. I wanted to fix things because it was horrible. He would just drive around honking at people and, everybody, he was just an old man in a K car honking all the time. Let's move on, Lydia. What else we got?
Lydia, before we go, can you,
All right.
Lydia, if you could just make a personal note on that last caller, Mike, that maybe we don't let him back in. I didn't like his attitude at all.
Oh, I already did.
Okay.
Carl.
Deny entrance.
Yeah.
By Mike.
No problem.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna move on, guys.
Alrighty, let's do it.
It looks like we got an email here. Okay. This person continue. They didn't even give their name, which is funny. Wow.
Okay. It's all right.
They keep adding oil to the engine because it won't fill up. And they said they've already been to the parts store twice, and they added 10 quarts. 10 quarts. How many more should I get to save a trip and fill it?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Stop pouring oil down it. That's the first thing. You're like 1 quart away from an EPA situation.
Wonder if she's adding it to everything that's got a cap on it.
Yeah, every orifice in the car is getting oil plugged into it.
Believe me, I can relate to that.
Yeah,
Filling up every hole with the wrong stuff. You can't.
That happened to me.
It seems like a great idea at the time.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
we didn't even know what to pump. No, well, we tried everything.
Yeah, we sure did. I was begging you to stop trying everything.
All right, so
okay, Lydia.
Hey, I'm wondering if someone's out to get this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what this smells like. Revenge.
Yeah,
yes, it does.
It really sounds like a revenge plot.
Try to figure out who it is, and then figure out who it is. Get a paper bag, fill it with dog poop, and you know what to do.
Yeah, and then get a TRO. Those TROs, they are extremely useful. There's more places I can't go now that you could shake a stick at.
Yeah, well, I figured it was you knew you had a lot of them because you're using TRO. I mean, that just leaps off your tongue.
Yeah, there are a couple other initials that I'm really familiar with too, but TRO is one of them.
Lydia, what do you driving these days? You got the Ford F-150? What do you got?
No, the head gasket on that guy blew. So you know that. I've been asking you guys to fix that.
Oh, God. All right. That's a 2-day job.
I'm riding a scooter, a buddy scooter, and I have I've got Jason in the front with me on a he still fits into his Bjorn, funny enough. So
what?
We're kind of cruising around in that guy right now.
Isn't he 13?
He is. He is.
Okay.
He's a little underdeveloped, but
except for the arm. Except
for the arm.
Yeah.
Boy, if I had guns like that, I don't think I'd ever put a shirt on.
Right.
Or gun. Like that.
If I had a gun like that, and hopefully two of the same, not the other one he's got, because that one's scrawny.
Yeah.
That's a lot of caveats that you're putting on there, Carl.
I am. I'm making this a lot more complicated than I need to, probably.
Yeah.
You always do. You always do, Carl.
Now, I would like to reach out to our listeners and please, if you're whatever you're hearing this on, whether it's the tube as I like to call it, the YouTube, or the Facebook, or the MySpace, whatever it is, hit the subscribe, would you? Because we'd really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Those subscriptions really, really help us. And we are growing. The show is growing. But if you know somebody who might like it, tell a friend.
Jimmy, we got good numbers on MySpace.
That's fantastic.
I just want to say that because I think people are sleeping on MySpace.
Yeah.
It's back. So is Friendster, although I can't log into it. I've tried, but I keep getting into a porn site.
Well, I can ask Jeeves and see if anything comes up. Hold on.
Yeah. And
check Bing. I think, you know what? Bing might lead you to the right spot.
Yeah. If not, MapQuest will tell you how to get there.
Okay.
All right, you.
All good tips.
We all like to end. We always like to end on some words from Carl. Anything on your mind, Carl, that you want to leave us with?
Well, How about snap judgments? Let's talk about judging something before you've really looked into it. Maybe it smells funny. Maybe it's got a walleye, but you know what? It still could be a good person, and maybe you shouldn't leave the club just because they're talking to you. I'm pulling this out of the top of my head. This isn't
not personal at all.
No.
How did you find the payphone to call me to pick you up? You don't see those.
No, you don't. That's why I keep quarters all day long. Got a little pouch, a little satchel of them.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Carl, but just chin up. We move on to the next, right, Lydia?
Absolutely. And I love the message, Carl. It's very great for, what's happening in the world today. So give yourself a pat on the back that didn't absolutely crush your soul.
Yeah.
But I know it wasn't about you.
Nope.
Because you're a beautiful man.
Thank you very much.
But she was pretty specific that it was about him.
She really, really drilled down on some items that
she did.
I was like, she could have left that unsaid.
Carl, if I found you in a club in a dark corner, sweaty,
which is probably where I'd be. Yep. I
would bring you back to life because you're that worth it.
God, you are like from the heaven.
You're that worth it to me. I
really
would slip and slide on your body like
boy.
12 and above slip and slide.
Oh my goodness.
Ages 12 and above.
I'm gonna need a little alone time, so let's wrap this up.
Okay, everybody, we're sponsored, as everybody knows, by Retro Hobby. We really appreciate all of our listeners. Thank you so much for listening to the Jimmy and Carl. Sorry about that. Rusty Bumper Podcast, brought to you by Retro Hobby, with our fantastic producer and engineer, Lydia Lichtenstein.
Thank you so much. I'm sending love to all you gearheads out there. We love you. Keep calling, keep emailing, keep tweeting, keep sending a carrier pigeon in with your questions. We'll help you out.
And always stick your dipstick back in after you wipe it.
That's it.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Thank you for listening to Jimmy and Carl's Rusty Bumper Podcast, presented by Retro Hobby. To have your question answered on the show, be sure to send us a recording or an email to the address listed in the description. While you're at it, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you happen to be listening and share it with your friends. We'll see you next week.